Hello, Grace. This is Grandpa Lloyd. Grace, I'm sitting under your arms. Oh, I love those arms. That's the new background to my set here in my studio. Grace, I hope you can hear this clearly. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the fiddle, because you're starting fiddle lessons, and that was that little fiddle I sent you. That's a half-size fiddle. This is a full-size fiddle. Do I know how to play this? Absolutely not. And I'm going to prove that in just a minute. But first, I just want to say to you that I am so thrilled that you sending me that picture. Oh, look, it looks like wings coming out of my head. Now, I'm doing this on Facebook, but this is to you, Grace. Now, if someone else listens in, I can't help that. I'm going to have this up for a day or so you could play it, and if Eric could record it or whatever, then I'm going to pull it down, because I'm sending this to you. You're all the way down in Kentucky, and that's a long way away. You know, it would take me 3 days to drive to Kentucky. Oh, I know that most people drive it in 2 days, and your dad would drive it probably in 1 day, but not me. It's a 3-day drive. But someday, Graham and I are just going to get in a car, and we're coming to Kentucky. Because I have friends in Kentucky, and I love Kentucky, and I'd love to come down there and play some music. Oh, no, I won't play this, because they're really good. But hey, we're going to learn together. The bow. You know what the bow is, of course. You know how important it is to hold the bow in the right way. Don't look at my hands. I'm just learning like you. And of course, here's the fiddle. And it has 4 strings. Isn't that pretty? And you can play it just like this too, And when you play the fiddle, there are no frets. You know what frets are? Look at your dad's guitar. There's little metal things going on in there. Oh, they don't have frets. Everything is done by ear, in the ear. So you have to hear the note, and you have to listen for it. You hear that? Just by sliding it up or down. And if you miss it, just by the each little bit, oh, it sounds terrible. So your ears have to keep the tune, and your fingers have to be trained to listen to your ear. And if you're slightly off, you hear that? You gotta, because you're just missing it. And that's called intonation. That's easy to remember because it's kind of like your foot, yeah, your toe, yeah, because that's where you keep your time. You you tap your foot. The toe taps your foot, and that's how you can remember this. That's called intonation. That means in tune. All right. I don't play it in tune, and you'll hear it right away. And I'm not going to play something out of tune on purpose. I'm just going to play it. It comes out that way. But I want you to hear the difference. And now you'll listen to as I play this, and you say, "Oh, Grandpa, your intonation is off." I mean, I'm playing something out of tune. All right. The other thing is this thing. It's called a bow. And you have to hold it properly. Oh yeah, I don't. So don't follow my hands. All right. And your elbow and your arm, it has to be in the right place, because there's only the right place to strum, to put that bow on the string. You go up too high or get too low. Oh, it sounds terrible. Yeah, there's a lot to remember. But you know, if you start at your age, it's going to become automatic. And this instrument, played properly, is just the most beautiful sound. And I tell you what, you'd never have to look for anybody to play music with. They would come looking for you. I feel that way about being a bass player as well. You know, I spent my whole life playing the bass. Oh, it's only got 4 strings. Yeah, it only has 4 strings, and you only play one note at a time. I could deal with that. Didn't have a bow with it. But you see, if you learn to play an instrument really good, people will seek you out to play with them. But you got to be good. All right? I'm a pretty good bass player. I have people all the time asking if I'll play bass for them. I play the guitar. Has anybody ever asked me to play the guitar? No. They say, okay, we're going to sing. Lloyd, you just play it over there, and the rest of us will play and we'll sing. But sing, Lloyd. I can hear you sing. You know, so no, nobody ever asked me to play the guitar. And nobody's ever going to ask me to play the fiddle neither. And that's it's kind of sad for me. I don't want you to be that way. I want you to be good. I'm going to send you, I think, some things that some friends of mine play, and it's so sweet. Now, Wednesday, I get my new fiddle. Say, what are you going to do with your old fiddle, Grandpa? Well, I'm going to play this old fiddle. I'm not going to be able to play my new one. It's a Hardanger fiddle. Hardanger fiddle? Hardanger fiddle. And this one comes from Norway, although it's made by a Norwegian in Minnesota. And it arrives, it's not used, not new, it's used. I bought it used. I couldn't afford a new one. And it'll be here. It'll be here Wednesday, and I'll show it to you. But don't expect to hear it. One last comment. I know so many people who are good musicians, but they're what I call closet musicians. In other words, they always play at home or in hiding. They don't play in public. The joy of playing an instrument is to get out there and play in public. Now, you're taking piano lessons, and I'm so thrilled with that. When I listen to you hear you play that piano, that really tickles me, because that's the basis of the instruments that you want to play. You've learned to play the piano. You know the whole structure of music and all those structures that I don't know. Stay with it, kid. And this fall, start on the fiddle. Because this fall, we're going to play fiddle back and forth and learn together. This old grandpa isn't done trying to teach somebody new. All right? Old Norwegian dance tune. Remember I told you about a lullaby? A Norwegian lullaby? Now that tune I just played is I'll say it's in 4/4. Sometime down the road we'll talk about what it was actually in. It wasn't really actually in 4/4. It was actually in 2/4, but we'll talk about that later. But this one is 3/4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Boom, 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 boom. That's when you play the bass, yeah, well, something like that. But here it is. It's an old Norwegian lullaby. And basically, I'll sing it to you maybe the next time I do it. Make it's something like, the angels are hovering near, okay? I just want to show you one more thing that I don't know how to do. Remember how I ended up on that note? It's just a flat out note. If you really get good on the fiddle, throughout the song, when it stretch out a little bit, you put a little bit we call vibrato in there. Well, I told you I didn't know how to do it, so don't be too hard on me. All right. Hey, kid, you don't know how much I miss you. Man, I know your mom and dad are having a good time with you, and I see the photos, and I love you, kid. And again, this is going out on Facebook, so whoever watches, I don't care. Let them watch it, but I'm really sending it to you, and I don't know if your dad can record it, but if you ever want a copy of it, let me know, because I'll just keep this up for a couple of days, and then I'll pull it down, because there's a lot more of these to be made. Love you. Oh, man, I wish I could be there.